All right, we're back on the Merc, on the back of the Merc. Got it lifted up in the air. If you remember, we never finished the rear suspension. The whole thing was a mock-up as low as possible so we get that front ride height situated. That was the determining factor. There's coilover springs in the rear, so it's not adjustable. It is to a point because we can cut the springs to suit our ride height, so that's kind of where we're at. We're going to get under there with the camera glasses and explain what's happening. All right, so you can see we got a nice tidy workstation. This is what I'm looking for. These are the upper spring mounts. And then we have some lower spring mounts. These go on the axle, as you can imagine, like so. These go above. Spring goes in between. These are little gussets for the radius rods that are yet to be installed. Those are the springs right there on the floor. You can see they're pretty tall. I don't know how much they're going to compress. I think this kit was for a T-bucket. So my guess is under this 41 Merc, they're going to squeeze right down low. Did a little moving around of these. I adjusted this way out for the time being because what that does is it racks this way up towards the floor as it lowers because we want this angle correct. In the end, it's adjustable. I can always drop this. These are the T-bucket style spring perches. They're meant to go on the frame as such, right? We can't access the top of that frame. See that? So what I'm thinking is we're going to cut this off. We're going to cut this straight down there. We're going to fit this back up. We might have to trim this. I'm not sure. The way the spring comes in, it'll be kind of centered on that, I believe. So let's start by cutting these. I'm going to come back and clean that rust off. We're going to see what happens. All right, that is that. You can see, it'll butt right up against that chassis. Let's hop back under and do some cleanup. All right, a lot of people are going to wonder how I get these amazing camera angles. I put the phone on the floor, and I use the juice box. I'm going to put these eye muffs on over these glasses. We're going to clean up this rust. Not even really rust, just debris. Just old age. More patina than a rust. Actually, some paint in there. I gotta say, a fella gave me this light as a gift. Pretty cool. It's a gear and a chain. And somebody said it looks like the Pixar lamp. It's awesome. It's fell off the table about 150,000 times. And the LED still works perfect. Thanks. So that, yeah, look at that. Perfect. Love it. So looking from the bottom of the axle, we're going to make a reference of what vertical is. But you know what? I bet that's going to work just perfect. We're going to use this hole as the index. Both of them. That's going to sit right like that. Great weld. Man, almost too easy. Let's see if this side works. All right, same thing coming up. Into position. That goes goes there. So we got a little malfunction on the side. What is it? Oh no, there it goes. Yeah, it's a little bit different with the relationship of the chassis to the body sheet metal, but I'm gonna be able to hammer that in. Yeah, just a little bit of a glitch right there. There it goes. Cool. Yeah. 1, 2. Whew. Let's set up the welder. Let's see if we can hit this into shape. Why it's a little bit different than it is. Yeah, since I know that this is going to work, I'm going to drop these wheel stands, get the axle out of the way. So I'm going to have to do a little cutting through here as well. So the body mounts on the car are a little bit worn out. So I have a feeling that this side is sagged. And that's what's given us this discrepancy in the height of the body. I wonder if I couldn't just put a wedge in there. Because I'd rather lift the body up than cut this mount, because they're both even. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, these body mounts are just kind of messed up on this side. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be able to raise it up and wedge that in. Dang, almost too easy. That looks good. Let's get the glasses. All right, coming in, we got the spring. I don't know what the spring rate is. We're gonna find out. It's a big car. I was able to use a pry bar between the chassis and the body and just raise it up just a little bit, enough to get that piece wedged in. You can see right here was where the problem was. The other side fit fine, so I'm assuming the body sagged down a little bit. So that's our spring. You can see it's not gonna be too difficult to orient it. Once we get the wheel stands out, we'll be able to set that in, but this looks like, I mean, just putting this here straight, right? Looks like it's going to center right on that. So I'm going to weld this up and do the other one. I think you can see the little point of that hole. That's going to be our reference. We're going to set them both right up against that. Also want to make a little joke about my welding cart, right? You know you're a welder when the handle kept coming off. Instead of welding it, I used a big 4x4, 2 deck screws. Look at that. It's good as new. That is fabrication at its finest. Anti-magnetic. Thanks. Woo! Eye muff down. But the beauty of the eye muff is you can simply unclip it and get a replacement muff. Weren't expecting that product endorsement, were you? Thought it smelled funny in here. Problem solved. Whew. That ain't going nowhere. No, it ain't. That thing is built to stay. Excellent. All right. Guess we're gonna trim this stuff up a little bit. I'll probably reset the camera. That was exciting. All right, we're back under the car. After that eye muff episode, I did a little cleaning. I took the wheel stands out from under the axle, and we're going to see how these springs look. I dropped it all the way down, so these won't be a problem. And yeah, so those being vertical, they look good. They look like you're going to land right on top of the radius rod on the control arm for the axle. I like that. So, not a lot to consider here, except for where I want that perch to land. So I think what I'm going to do, let me get a straight edge. I don't think I need a level, because as long as, you know, these springs could be canted in a little bit. So as long as they're equal on both sides from the, you know, from the brake backing plate down the axle, it'll be fine. This is what I was getting at. Instead of just words, let's lead by example. Got a straight edge. I got the spring. And I mean, just looking, right, put the straight edge on the edge of the spring. And if that's coming there, that's a little bit in. So interestingly enough, there's this piece, this little holder for the brake line. That kind of adds up perfectly for the edge of the spring. So this measurement from the backing plate to there on both sides, it's where the spring mount is going to land. Now the spring mount, for some reason from Speedway, is powder coated, but it does fit the axle. So yeah, I mean, looking at that mount, that's going to land right there. So the brackets for the control arms interfere with this. So let me just say, I'm going to have to do some nipping, and I'll explain that in a second. Yeah, so if this comes down, boom, right to there. That looks great. Cool. So, yeah, I don't know how well this is showing, but right now, see, that's teetering on this brace. So I'm going to go ahead. I got my thumb where that was. And see how that's there? I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to take out this whole section. I'm going to leave a little bit of that. But can we read that on camera? Probably not going to have to do it to that side because it's in a different location. Oh no, it looks like it's in the same location. Let me just cut this and see. All right, I got my glasses on, so you can see that. You can see that X right there and those lines. So I'm going to cut that square shape out. And you know what one of the cool things about being in the business is? I'll just walk right over, pick up another pair of these babies. Thanks, George. He stocked us well. Let me expand on that. It's a product that works well when it's not on fire. Yeah, see all that room? I'm going to clean up this powder coating so you cannot weld well. You get that? You cannot weld well through powder coating. I know, I got them all day long. Alright, I have no idea if this is going to work or not. Let's find out. This piece looks like it's up quite a spell. Oh, that worked darn close. Darn close. But, yeah. We can see this. Yeah, so this is my action immediate cam. Hopefully you get it. So, see the level here? See how that bracket's hitting it? It's actually going to work out good if I cut this off because it's going to offer support under here. See, it's hanging up. It's rocking on that. It's going to be fun. All right, let me get the disc, the muffs, and my gloves. Nah, I don't like wearing gloves because I tend to drop stuff. All right, there it is. It worked. Jeepers. So I think I'm going to cut the other side, make a mark, and then I'm going to be able to raise this axle up and then tap these back and forth. So let me clean up this one. When I say tap it, I mean to align those springs, make a measurement, and then weld it. You know, it's exciting stuff. Type of things you write home about. I want you all to know, I just cut that single-handed while watching through the camera. Yeah, things you get into, sitting under a car alone. I'm gonna match that cut to the other one. Hey, we're back. Happy to see you all again. All right, so this should be the last part of the event. I mean, the last part of the event, but the last part of the event, but truly the best part of the trip, if you can dig it. We're gonna put these springs in place. We're going to raise the axle up. We're going to see what compression these springs have with the weight of this car. And we're going to see what we need to improve on next. I'm not going to weld these pieces in. Not till last. Like probably when it's just about ready to drive. Just like with the front, you know, the weight of the vehicle is going to say a lot about how this all goes together finally. So let's put the weight on. See what develops. These gonna go here. So we got shocks to put in. The Panhard rod, I need to modify this chassis a little bit. You know, there's always a lot of stuff to contend with. All right. So I'm gonna bring this up till we hit one spring perch. Then I'm gonna try to weasel that other spring in. This is always a dance. But the cool thing is, they're springs. They're flexible. Airbags or those other, shock style coilovers, they don't give at all. So what I'm getting at is we'll be able to hammer these perches left or right should we need to once the weight of the car is on it. As I mentioned, I think these are for a T-bucket kit. So who knows? Who knows how much these springs are going to spring? Maybe they'll work. Maybe they'll collapse. What do I know? Yeah, cool. So, let me get this camera. Right, you feeling me on that? That perch is all welded. This is to be welded. We got them both in place. We're going to put the weight of the car on it and then ensure they are parallel by measuring. Here we go. Moment of truth. Let me get this camera. Make it count. Got a hand on the operation. Raising. Now there is a chance we're going to run out of steam with this floor jack. So you see the jack on the passenger side of the car. Might have to do a little half and half to get this thing off of those jack stands. I don't know. I hear something. Oh yeah, it looks like those springs are taking weight. So looking at it, I don't know. I mean, they can't fly out of the car. It really looks like it's shifting. I might have to put that Panhard rod on. Yeah, the whole axle is doing that. Not what we want. Ooh, it looks like it's, well, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. I like to live dangerously. I really can't see that axle shooting out of the side of the car. Can I? It looks pretty twisted. What am I hitting? Like, what's going wrong here? I got the brake line hitting on the cross member. I can't see that as being an issue. This thing is fouling up pretty good. Maybe we want to get this over. Oh, you know what? That's what it was. Dang. Ooh. Yep, that's what it was. It was this bracket. Oh, totally messing with it. Damn. No wonder. Thing is strong. Caused the whole car to twist. All right, so quick reference. I'm looking at that. So this one is definitely out of place. I can see it right now. That's why it's twisting. Yeah, it's got to go over. All right, let's try it again. Much better. Dang it, she's twisting again. Yeah, we need a Panhard rod on it. I got this temporary thing set up, but it's not really adjustable. I don't know, it should help somewhat. Gotta creep this axle over. Yeah. A little more. Yeah. Man, we lucked out. Look at that. All right, so that's going to stop that from happening. Try it again, shall we? It's never easy, I tell you. Never going to be easy. Yeah, so that's holding it. Yep. Yeah, cool. There it is. It just took the weight off of the jack stands. Nice. All right, I'm going to drop this thing down. Hopefully without damaging anything. We're going to see. So this is the reason I didn't want to finalize anything. I think what we're going to see here, the car is going to be way tall in the back, in case you're not seeing that already. But once the weight of the car is on the axle fully, trim the springs, then we'll install the shocks. But the main thing being, it's suspended by springs on all four corners. And no, it's not going to look as cool as it did before, because that was as low as it could go. Well, that's good about the springs, because it sounds a little bit like Jaws. Am I wrong about that? Yeah. Baby steps. You know what I'm saying? It's got to drop a lot. Front end's got to come up a bit too. Either way, progress was made.